Guess we got this going. Let's see. Mic check. Cam check. Sorry, y'all. I know it's been uh-oh. I'm missing something. No, don't do this. Don't you dare do this. Just gonna do it. Don't crash. Don't crash. Please don't crash. Pretty please. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're good. Alright. Yeah, I'm sorry about the latest stream though. I had to do a couple of things and actually kind of got a gift from rather interesting. I kind of opened it, but I haven't like it won't be like a true unboxing or like that, but I will kind of show it off a little bit later in the stream. You see there's another one? There's two campfire chats? Hold on. I guess I have to gamble something, right? Gamble. Oh, my bad. Oof. But there it is. So 10 hours ago that Pez Radar said something. Let me see. On X, I remember that we're streaming Campfire tomorrow for Missy's and Campfire chat, and streaming again next week. More details on that soon. Yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably the PTR. PTR or trying to think. Yeah, I mean by that time, yeah, I would say probably like, if they do a live stream like in the next week or whatever, it's probably PTR because like in the next week would be what 6.5 weeks into the season. That's like almost halfway through the season. So you do a PTR. So you drop the patch, then you do a PTR stream a little bit later that week. I guess to talk about the PTR. I mean, I don't know. I guess that is kind of close together. I'm not quite sure. PTR for what exactly? The next season. Because I mean, if you notice, especially season 4, like each season, season 4, 5, and 6 have had like pretty big changes to the game. So PTRs are definitely like a necessity. A welcome addition for sure. Not that I feel like PTR has really helped a lot, like a ton, given the amount of bugs that kind of still exists, but it's better than nothing. For instance, Spiritborn, perfect example, right? Sure, we had a review, we had a review copy of the game, right? Like some people had a review copy of the game, right? But imagine if we had like a PTR. Not that you should let people play the class for free before expansion or like that. But I guess I don't know. Like maybe those who have pre-ordered can play the PTR with Spiritborn. I don't know. But point being is that like imagine how many bugs might have been addressed in PTR that were like game breaking. Granted, there will still be bugs that will exist. Let's not pretend that ain't gonna happen. But I think the super major big ones might have got nicked. While some of the smaller ones would still exist, but wouldn't be as egregious as let's say that Paragon Nova, for example, right? So, I mean, just saying. Speaking of which, let's do a window capture here. I actually want to show this real quick. Um, Anyway, so we got this is this comment streaming again next week. More details on that soon. And that mod's response is interesting. Hoping y'all cooking some good stuff. But what's funny is, keep in mind, let's read this real quick. Adam Fletcher, Global Director and Community for all things Diablo. EV enthusiast. Stay positive. Personal account. Tweets are my own. Okay. Then you have a guy here that says, make Whisper caches stacks. That is all I ask. Like I love reading stuff like this, because it's like people are like adding Adam every time he posts a tweet like this. Granted, don't get me wrong, they're totally in the right to be upset about the bugs here and this here and like wish lists and stuff like that. But this isn't the person you tell. I'm saying that the person you tell. This isn't the person that does it. Shame on you and your team. Dude has nothing to do with this bug. Buff other classes, not nerf Spiritborn at Pezretta. Sure, he's gonna go in there, right? He's gonna go in there and like, you know, tweak all the numbers for you guys. Because, you know, the global director of community for all things is gonna go in there and like do all the buffing and like nerfing and stuff, right? Hey, can you make Necro OP again? Thank you. Sure, he can. The let me see what he is again. Global Director of Community for all things. Sure, he can totally go make Necro. Good again. Buff every class besides the Spirit. Yeah, sure, because, you know, let's read the description. Global Director of Community for all things. Sure, he has that power. So like, but anyways, he's still the community manager, so he's kind of the guy. No, they're not telling him. Well, you can't tell him to buff a class. like, that's like, I mean, that's like going to like, you're like at a McDonald's, right? And you're fussing at the cashier about food prices. Like, hey, the price of my number 3 went up. Okay, but exactly how is it the cashier's issue? How is it the front counter's worker who doesn't have any control over the prices, the person that you complain to? How's that a bad comparison? They have nothing to do with that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't complain about the prices, but who you complain to is different. He said, I'm not even close to class yet, but he's also not close to a dev either. Adam is not a dev. Adam don't make those changes to the game. So it is the same comparison. Adam doesn't work as a dev. Adam is not even close to being a dev. So when people tell Adam to do a certain thing, it makes 0 sense in that sense. Now, what they could do is say, hey, I have some suggestions or ideas, or hey, there's some whatever. Can you relay that to the team? That's a different story, because that's at that point, that's Adam's job. Adam's job is to look at feedback from different things or whatever, from feedback threads. This isn't a feedback thread. This is a reminder that we are streaming tomorrow for a mid-season Campfire chat. It's not semantics though. Don't tell me you're that person auto attack. Don't tell me you're the person going to the grocery store and getting upset because like the price of your Fruit Loop cereal went up by like 50 cents. Like, don't tell me you're the person holding the cashier responsible for that. I know that's not you, sir. Don't tell me that is you. That can't be you. I know that ain't you. Or maybe not Fruit Loops. Maybe Fruit Loops isn't your kind of cereal. I kind of like Frosted Flakes actually. I'd be a little bit annoyed if my Frosted Flakes went up too as well, but I probably wouldn't fuss at the cashier. I'm just no. It's just I don't know. I guess I see this every time, like every single time. And what Mika pretty much is correct. People don't actually know what a community manager type people do. But it's just it's stuff like this that makes people not want to post though. Like I think what people don't see on the other side of things is that all he's doing is literally just sending a communication type link thing. And like this is the stuff that he's gotta like sort through. It's just like it's silly. Flame right over. Yeah, do that. That makes a lot more sense. Like go after the people who are actually responsible, not the global director of community for all things. Sorry, he cannot buff other classes and not nerf Spiritborn at Pez Radar. He can't do that. Sorry, he can't make Necro OP again. He does not have that power. Buff every class besides Spiritborn. Sure. But remember, global director of community for all things. I mean, we have another add-on the class. Yes, we do. But literally it says right here, without even like spending like a half a second to home over, global director of community for all things. Surely this means he's a developer and has all powers to change stuff in the game. By comparison, that a more accurate would be telling servers in the restaurant that you found bugs in your food. That's also good. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that too. But the thing about it is that I guess at that time though, you kind of have to tell the servers though, because like you're supposed to relay any of your misfortunes or issues to the server. So I guess I say that because I used to serve for like 17, 18 years. So like you can't really, I mean, you can go directly to the manager, but it's quicker to get your server because your server is supposed to do something about that. Even if they can't fix they can't make the bug go away or the food or whatever, like they can conjure up solutions, right, to the issue. Like at that point, what do you do next? Okay, there's, comping your food, obviously. There's apologizing profusely. There's, getting a manager directly. Adam has nothing to do with this. Especially in a tweet that has nothing to do with, hey, can I get your feedback, guys, at the game? Then at that point, then you go ahead and yell everything all you want from the top of your lungs or whatever, right? At that point, you can sit there and like you can at Pez Radar all you want because he asked for it. This is literally just a tweet telling you guys, hey, mid-season Campfire chat coming up. The service can relay issues to the cooks. Yeah, but the thing about it is that just let this work is that's an issue that happened on the spot. All these issues that people are talking about here has been already stated and have been given feedback throughout multiple different social medias that these guys like Adam Fletcher are supposed to go through and look at. So they know all of this already and has already sent this feedback already to the devs a while ago. So it's not like they don't know, he doesn't know. But they expect this guy, the global director of community for all things, to fix said problems. Adam doesn't care about these comments though. You'd be very surprised, Auto Attack. You'd be very surprised. I'll put it this way. There was a time frame where Adam actually took time off. Like he literally just like deactivated his like socials because he was getting attacked. Like literally on like any tweet that he made about something like towards the beginning of Diablo 4's launch or like that, as well as Diablo Immortal 2 as well. It happened twice. and he just deactivated his socials because people are, well, stupid. And he got a few death threats because people think that it's his fault that stuff has happened. This is the reason why, like, I'm bringing this up, because even though these comments might seem a little, obviously lighthearted and whatnot, people don't understand that this guy literally has a specific job, and all he's doing is just communicating a message, and that is it. Now, obviously, he's a community manager. He obviously knows to deal with this stuff, and it's his job to deal with these kind of, be able to deal with that. But I'm just kind of putting it out there and just remind people that Adam is a global director of community for all things. If anyone in this thread here needs to Google that, so therefore they know what he's supposed to be doing. Yeah, any chance you will introduce an actual endgame? I don't know. Let's see. Global director of community for all things. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, Jeff Zicker. Yep, we all do. But I guess this is the thing I say with this is that he doesn't have to make posts like this. Like, this isn't something that, like, he has to do. He can just legit just not do this part. This is an extra. This is kind of like a, hey, just letting you guys know. And some people are the reasons why sometimes he just doesn't want to do crap like that. Just saying. Just putting that out there. Like I said, I'm not saying the complaints are bad. I'm not saying that these guys, like, what they want are bad. I'm just saying this is not where you do them. And he is not responsible. Complain correctly at the right, in the right sources, the right avenues. Yeah, like, he ain't the guy you complain. He's not the guy, nor is this the thread that you make your complaints for. Make a twit longer, or whatever you want to call it. Make a Reddit post of all the issues you have, or whatever. Get a bunch of people looking at it, and I promise you they'll read it. Easy. But this ain't it. All right, that's my daily rant for the evening there. Is it XA Mantry said you remember that? Yeah. And I guess the reason why, like, I might have a I might have a, like, more of a heartfelt thing about this is because I actually met the guy in person several times. Like, I actually spoke to him, for hours on end. Not hours on end, but definitely, quite a few hours on and off. And, like, you can tell, like, stuff like this just really can, like, nag at a person for sure. And and also, I guess, when he is just trying to be nice, and when he doesn't have to do certain things or whatever. So I want more posts like that. I want more posts like these. These are good. These are good. I like posts like this. But he doesn't have to do that. And don't get me wrong, Blizzard has been notorious of, bad communication or not communicating at all. Like, just being completely silent and quiet. I'm sure you guys remember those days, right? From any Blizzard game. Doesn't matter what Blizzard game you played ever. Like, in the past, they've been really bad with communication. I'm just saying, let's not ruin it when they actually do communicate. They're administrators committee telling they're not telling them the grievances about the game. They're telling them to fix said problem. There's a difference, and there's a difference in saying, hey, I'm not happy with so and so about such and such, and then saying it's your fault that the end game doesn't exist. That's two vastly different things. Two vastly different things. And not the outlet to do so. You can tell the community manager or wherever they ask for feedback there. Easy. Yeah, when you meet people, your perspective will change. That's understandable. Yeah. Like Adam Jackson is like one of my favorite people to talk to. I have huge respects for him after I met him at BlizzCon last year. Because like he's a guy that he's very good at like understanding the mechanical workings of games, classes, etc. Now, whether or not we see that effort based upon how many bugs there are out there, but like like just talking to him about like other competitive games and stuff like that, the guy knows his crap. I seriously doubt they want to specifically fix the problems. Just let this work. But you missed what I just said earlier. The guy used to, there was a time frame where the guys where he was getting death threats at one point because they figured that the issues are in the game was his fault, and they were threatening to kill the dude. Like, so saying I seriously doubt they want him to do such and such. Yeah, yeah. People actually legit think that he's responsible for that, and they take it overboard. What gift did I get from Blizzard? Oh yeah, I guess I can show you guys that right now. You guys want to see the gift? So, disclaimer. All right, so there's a box. Let me not like thing there. See the label there. Let's see. Share but Joshua Camp Club and those who touch with people with a voice in their issues. Yo, Dark Side, we just got raided, son. Crafty with the raid. You know how we do. Wait. Drop my new beat for these new viewers. Can I get it? Sheezy out. What up, Crafty?
Craftixie, I raided my stream with 2 viewers.
What's happening, dude? All right. I'm about to show this GIF I got from Blizzard real quick. And just let this work. I'll say one more thing to your comment and then I'll let it go, I promise. The thing is, why voice those concerns on a tweet that has nothing to do with like those things at all? Like, what's the point of doing that on a tweet that is not even remotely related to it? There are plenty different feedback avenues that you can voice your concerns, complain, get angry, upset, like that. Why do it on a tweet when someone is just letting you know what's happening? That's completely unrelated. That's where it starts. I'm not saying you can't voice your concerns, just do it in the proper avenues when it's warranted. Not that one guy at the bar who's like telling you all his problems or whatever, and like no one asked. Like, bro, we're just trying to chill, you know, having a few drinks or whatever. And there's just that one guy who's just can't read the vibes, right? Can't read the vibes of like the rest of the bar, and just has to be saying things he don't need to be saying to. He's a me community manager to voice his concerns to. All right, just let's this work. I don't think I'm gonna like get through to you on this, but you can voice your concerns in the proper avenues, like feedback threads, Reddit threads, make a thread. Proper avenues. I'm not saying you can't voice your concerns to him, but just not every time he tweets about something that has nothing to do or related with that. Like, do you know how annoying that is? Like, all right, here we go. All right, Crafty. So let's see. Let's take a look at the card real quick first. All right, so we got, what's this thing called? Okay, you guys can't see this, can you? Because it's it's chroma keyed out because it's green. Oh man. All right, but you guys can see that, right? I mean, you can see it, but it's like chroma keyed out because it's green. All right, so it's called Vases of Hatred. So, dear Dioxide, forever the rogue. You know me. You know me. Your loyalty keeps Nahantu and Rogue. They reward you with these cursed blooms. Their toxicity will spell your enemy. All right. Here we go. All right. So a lot of these petals kind of like already fell, but like, let's see. Take a look at this here. Oh wow, this is really grim. All right, so looks like we got like on the vase itself, there's like skulls. I think like Diablo 4 Vessel Hatred at the very very bottom. So we got some skulls here. Actually, these are kind of pointy. These can be dangerous. Yeah, like the ends are like really really pointy. But yeah, so like these little petals right here are like really loose kind of thing. Like they're kind of coming apart in the box. I'm gonna have to vacuum a bit later though. This one's pretty dark and grim leaf here. I think we got like a, okay, yeah, these are pointy. Yeah, okay, yeah, these are dangerous. Yeah, don't touch these. Exactly. Yeah, these are very pointy. Um, yeah, and then of course we got the little honeycomb or bee comb thing or whatever. Yeah. I think there's something on the back too as well. Let me see. What's it saying? It's just like kind of the logo with like, I think like the Nahantu like little symbols or whatever in the back too as well. Yeah, it's just kind of neat. I think at some point I'm like, with all the stuff that I get from Blizzard, like these little like things I get from Blizzard all the time, this and the Soul Shard and other things, like I might need to probably stop doing a virtual background and kind of just showing off all the stuff that like I get sometimes. It's just like I have them, and then you guys don't really get to see them again because I show them once, and then that's kind of it. So, whereas other streamers usually have like a whole like room set up with all the goodies and stuff. Yeah, but this is neat. You said your girlfriend would like this, so it's like a bouquet of Nahusu flowers. Yeah, basically, straight to the point. Oh man, okay. What actually can this? What is this? This comes out. Okay, this actually comes. Okay, stick that back in. That's kind of cool though. I'm not gonna lie. I will say the box is like completely littered with petals and stuff. They just kind of just came out. Like I could tell you, see, like I got a handful of that now. Like all this came from whatchamacallit. So obviously these are fake petals, but yeah, they come off like they're real petals. Interesting. But yeah, that is a neat addition. I think put that on one of the light stands. I haven't really figured out which one yet. Jeff says that would definitely fit the vibe of the house decor. Yeah. I'm not really the greatest at decorating. I just put things places that I think look cool. Hence why I have a green screen, because you know the scenery does the good looking stuff for me. I don't have to go and decorate and do anything myself. I will say I did get creative with how I did my green screen in the background though. That was actually pretty cool. All right, so what are we doing today? I left off at what, invigorating strike. So with the amount of mats I have, which is not a lot, secretly dogs that lives like I'm actually impressed. I'm gonna be honest, you know, I may not have like a lot of things in common with like Asmongold, but I will say that I am genuinely impressed that he remains a degenerate, given like how much money that guy makes. He's literally just as degenerate as he was in the beginning, and stays true to his brand, and that is impressive. Like impressive, considering that like money definitely does change people. Even people that claims, oh, you know, if I make $1 million, I'll still be the same person. You know, I'll just be me, just with a nicer car or whatever. Like, you know, but like, it's easier to say that when you don't have that kind of money, right? So like, so like, if there's anything that I do have respect for Asmongold, it's that like he legit, you know, remains, you know, that guy. And yeah. Actually, can I retemper this? Oh, whoops. I can. I can't. I was happy at first, and then the game's like, nah, bro. All right, well, let's just keep that there. So I have a weapon. I need I guess I could do another sword. Actually, no, it really should be a dagger. But my daggers kind of suck though. Oh well, I guess the sword would be fine. It says we're not doing anything serious. I guess we can leave this as is. I think he's like, if I had money, I absolutely would change. No shame in it. He's like, yeah, a couple of $100 a month on a house cleaner wouldn't stop him from being a degenerate. I mean, like I said, I mean, people can hate on it all they want, right? But like, he's always been that way. He's always been that way. he will continue to be that way, and like no one expects him to change. There's no reason for him to change now. It works for him apparently. Is it disgusting? Sure, but it works for him, and he's happy. So, I had another throat surgery today. It was far less extensive than the last time though. Was in and out in like an hour and a half. Only under for 20 minutes. Wife made soup. Bit loopy still though. What kind of soup did she make? Sorry, enemy one. What's going on? I think you posted something earlier. I missed it. I'm sorry. Gift vase or soul stone. I got both. I got the soul stone earlier. Like about 3 weeks ago, almost. This one's a vase I got like last weekish or so. So yeah, it's like the black vase or whatever. It's actually pretty cool. But it is a lot of like petals that are like falling off and crap. Is there a particular rotation for Random Arrow? I am doing more damage than other times, even though I'm popping all CDs, especially single target, not bosses with ads. Yeah, so without bosses with ads, you're not gonna do much damage at all on like a boss without ads. That's just a normal thing. Yeah. So like you won't do any damage until they're staggered. When they're staggered, you'll do some decent damage. But that's because your trick attacks isn't active at all on like single targets or a boss, sorry. Because you can't like stun them or anything to activate trick attacks, which you have like a bunch of ranks into, which also stacks on itself, which also double this with precision. So there's a lot of damage you're missing when you're fighting a single target boss. That's the reason why, like, if you're trying to push higher and higher with Rain of Arrows, especially, with minions. Like, you have to. There's just nothing you can do. What do you think about the new master working mat system? Did you prefer the pit or nightmare dungeons for mats? I'm actually okay with Nightmare Dungeons being for mats. I wish Nightmare Dungeons had a little bit more value though than just the mats, but I don't really mind them for mats. I don't mind. I think leveling glyphs in pit does make sense. I just wish that we don't spend so much time in pits. I feel like we spend entirely too much time doing pits, basically. And also pits is also the pushing aspect of the game too. So like you get sick and tired of them a lot quicker. Just because, well, you've been there for a while. You had an 08 SI for the longest, then recently got a new sport. The SI got some. Oh, that's rough. Is it okay? I see what you're saying. 95. I'm having issues sometimes. Yeah. So if you get a boss with minions, it's easy. Like, it is super easy. Yeah. But like a 95 would take a while. A while on like a single target boss. That's just natural. There's nothing that you can do to change and or fix that. All right, so I guess let's go ahead and temper. You're welcome. Can you solo and Dario? Yeah. That's not, at this point of the season, that's really not a feat anymore, I guess. Every build technically can, almost every build, most builds in the game can do that once you're pretty well geared out. Some builds can do it without being well geared out. Can you select Dario? That's the same question I just got from YouTube. Oh, that's you. That's the same person. Yeah. I mean, I think like I was saying, like, and Dario isn't like a threshold. All the Torment bosses are like easy. I mean, at this point, at this stage of the season, it's like easy because people are pretty geared out. So like, I'd be surprised if there isn't a build that can't solo any of the Torment bosses. T4 Andaria killed you. What build are you running, and like how long have you been playing? I mean, if you're pretty new, then probably that's not surprising. Like if you don't have the resistances and armor and all that stuff like that, and like you just put your build together, then yeah, the Torment bosses are gonna mollywop you naturally. But that's just progression of gear, right? At that point. Would you mind testing it out? I want to see how you play it. But here's the problem, Vegeta. The problem is that if I do it, then she's just going to die. Like she's going to get staggered, die, do one mechanic, and then die right after that. So like, I'm not really fighting her like you think I am. She just gets destroyed. So like it really wouldn't help you to watch me do it, because I don't really have like I would have to like legit play a different build and just really, man. I'm trying to switch to a different build. All right. All right. We'll. Granted, this is invigorating strike, so this is pretty poor single target. So maybe it might take a little while, like a teeny bit to kill her. Maybe. Oh, whoops. Do I have mats? I don't. Hold on. Spooky, what's going on? All right. Luckily, I am on the build that's not that strong. So this might actually be, well, not like an actual fight, but she won't like die instantly. Rapid fire, right? What about rapid fire? Zed, sorry, I'm very new. The only class I've ever seen their killer in one shot is Bone Spirit. Well, they make you. You're kind of like you kind of have to make you kind of have to play the mechanic, at least at least one of the wave thingies or whatever on like most, if not all builds. But like Torment bosses isn't really like I said before, like Torment bosses isn't like a thing that like. Once you're decently geared, it's just something you just farm. You don't really do much. Oh, this actually might take a little while. Look at that. Good. This is invigorating strikes, single target damage, which is like non-existent. And that's it. And that took way longer than it should have.
Shut up and take my money.
XP_vegetable cheered X100.
So if they fix backtracking Nightmare Dungeons, I maybe wouldn't hate them from the depth of your soul. Not a fan. Well, the thing about it is that there's backtracking in both pits and dungeons and Nightmare Dungeons, which I both hate. But I think the thing is too, though, that while I hate the backtracking a lot, I think things that people don't necessarily like completely think about is how do we design enough dungeons to make them interesting enough that doesn't all look alike without some sort of backtracking. So what we do know is that we don't want the backtracking, but design wise, how do we make them all feel different enough without the whatchamacallits? See what I'm saying? So obviously, don't get me wrong, I am not on their side on that by any means. Like, I hate the backtracking, do something about it. But I also understand it's probably not nearly as easy of a task to tackle and also make things feel varied enough to where you're not like bored out of your mind because the layouts are all the same. Right, so again, that is their problem to figure out. And of course, I don't envy him for that. But yeah, the backtracking in pits and both pits and Nightmare Dungeons is pretty horrible for efficient farming. Wait, is it not the split fire build? Oh no, so like at this point in the season right now, Vegetable Bird, I've played like at least 7 different rogue builds. 4 of them which I posted on, or I have on Maxroll, one of the guides. I have 4 different in-game builds on Maxroll, but then I've also played around with different setups, whatever. So this is a setup that I was on from last stream that me just messing around with. You don't want to play this, trust me. This is not a setup you want to play. I can point you to many considerably better builds on Rogue. This was just me experimenting. And now I'm about to do some other experiments, which also you probably should not got a copy. Unless it becomes out, unless it like turns out to be good, which I doubt. But I guess we'll see. I'm really new, just started 2 weeks ago. I just want to copy. Well, the thing is that if you're really new, then it would be bad on my part for me to allow you to like spend resources on it, like spend a lot of time and resources on a build that isn't that great, or isn't there. If you like a close range stabbing type sort of thing, like a regular Flurry build would be considerably better, or Rain of Veils would be a much better, or I actually wouldn't even bother with Rapid Fire. I know Mika just sent Rapid Fire, but that's a hard build to play. So it's one of those things, Vegetable Bird, that if it's just a matter of just putting on a couple of pieces of gear and going for it, I'd be like, okay, sure, go for it. But like, this is something you're gonna have to invest in to deal any sort of damage. And I don't want you spending like a week or so trying to invest into an invigorating strike build that just doesn't do much. But if anything, Vegetable Bird, what are you looking for? Like, what kind of place are you looking for? I mean, I can help you. I can help you in that aspect. Say D3 has way less backtracking, so they know how. I don't know, Sir Dunking. I think that's actually not true. Forgy, what's going on? There's a lot of backtracking. Yeah, actually, that is not true. There's a lot of backtracking in rifts. There's less backtracking in greater rifts. True, but there's more backtracking in rifts and bounties. If you ever done any of the bounties, well, you've done bounties in D3, right? I mean, obviously, there's a ton of backtracking and bounties. Like, how often had you had to go back and like go all the way back to try to find that last little thing, or like kill that last little model like that? Like, D3 had a ton of backtracking too. So like, but it took Blizzard how many years to really get GRs in a good farmable state though? Like years. You did miss Heartseeker? Yeah, this is gonna be a Heartseeker-ish type thing. I don't have any high hopes for it though. Literally, I'm just doing it to kind of pass time. If you want me to be honest with you, I'm doing it just to say that I did it, just to make sure I didn't find anything that, you know, because you never know, something might be bugged with this and something scales ridiculously, and I'm like, oh, new build. It is highly unlikely that this is going to happen in this case scenario, but you never know. But I do want to do a damage Heartseeker, and this is the only real way to do it. And even then, this is probably going to end up not being good. But there's no harm in trying. I have all the mythic uniques like the helmet, sort of a friend of guy made from, but I don't know what they would do. I just want to kill Endario. I don't do any damage to her. Yeah. So Vegetable Bird, I think. So let's start with this. So since you said you're really new, I don't think Torment 4 and Dario should be like the thing you should be trying to fight right now. Like right now. Like you said, you're what, 2 weeks? You're 2 weeks into the game. Like, I promise you, most people who are 2 weeks new to the game would not be destroying T4 bosses right now, unless you're Spiritborn. But that's a different story. But yeah, if you're any of the class, you're not gonna sit there and just be rolling up, beating up T4 bosses. It's just not gonna happen. So I think you have a really high expectation for someone that just started the game. And don't get me wrong, I mean, go for it. I mean, go for it, kick her ass, do the thing. But it's going to take some time getting there. Having the mythics and having some gear is not the same thing as optimizing it. Like having the correct tempers, having the correct masterworks on said tempers. Like those things matter more. Hey, why do I have 3 energy on kill here? I got 3 energy on kill on this weapon. I'm 2 weeks into this as well. Spiritborn can do T3 bosses, but not T4 yet. Okay. So I guess at that point, yeah. So like it's just gonna take some time. But Vegetable Bird, feel free to ask any questions while you're here. Like legit any questions. No matter whether you think they're silly or not, ask legit any questions about the game. And we will help you. But I might lower the expectations of what you're trying to do. Wait, what'd I do? Oh, wrong thing. Yeah. Take baby steps first. I guess I could probably just do this one then. Hold on, that gives me 68%. 31%. Did I use a scroll on this already? I might not have. I guess I'm about to find out. Okay, so I do have extra tempers on this. So no, wait a minute, on this. Is it this one? Okay, yeah, so I do have extras. Okay, cool. There's gotta be a better way to know this stuff though. Like this whole error notification thing, whatever, it's so like kind of hidden-ish. Yeah, so that invigorating strike, yeah. So we'll do Heartseeker again. Forceful arrows. Wait, what? Why is there a 63? What? On a one-hander, 63%? I mean, I know it's double or whatever, but like on accident, of course. All right, let's do this again. %59%. Yeah, I guess it is that high. I guess I need to fix my master workers, but I definitely do not have the mass to do that right now. So I guess I was able to make these changes without having to do anything different other than should I change that invigorating strike to Heartseeker? Granted, it'll give me like +6 Heartseeker instead of +7 invigorating strike, but then that also will save me mass for trying to master where it is. Like it might be easier, honestly, to just roll this to Heartseeker than to try to like. Because I'm probably not going to touch invigorating strike anymore, so. Yeah, I lose a GA. I get it, but that beats out me having to try to master where it is again. You know what? Actually, no, never mind. We'll just master where it is. Screw it. Let's see if we get lucky. I guess. Rip. But if you get like me on and went with the homebrew, it's not that ridiculous and quite fun. It's like Rogue 2.0. Oh, you talking about Spiritborn? Thanks. I got a GA Dex Amulet, but only sitting at 2.7k. So my GA Dex Amulet is double Masterwork though. So if you're trying to compare that as well as Shroud of Sloth's Death having that too as well with the all stats. I literally went GA Dex almost everywhere for this particular setup. If you're going straight that bad, single target is pretty bad. The AoE is actually not terrible, but the single target is just, I'll put it this way, Crafty. Basically, Invigorating Strike is like a melee pin shot, if that makes sense. That's probably the closest analogy I can give you. But Blaze Shift is the opposite, believe it or not. Blaze Shift is the opposite. So I tried Blaze Shift as well yesterday. And Blaze Shift is the opposite. Blaze Shift is actually really good single target, but it has no AoE, like no AoE compatibility at all. I tried with Pain Gorgers, despite how low output I was gonna get with it, but I still tried. Couldn't get to do anything. Shadow Imbuement wasn't enough. It's just so Blaze Shift was actually pretty dope on like single, like on like Pit Guardians or whatever, or Pit whatevers. You got a 4GA Forcer Arrow. Oh no, I'm not trying to do Forcer Arrow by any means. This is a Heartseeker. I'm on T4. You don't have any stuff optimized. Are you talking about Spiritborn? I guess like the way you solo Endaria. I prefer a melee build, not throwing knife. Though that's just terrible to watch. So I like zipping in and out like a ninja. That's why I played Rogue. I think you would like Flurry a lot. Vegetable Bird. Honestly, I would probably build into a Flurry build. Although the Flurry build is not written by me on Maxroll, but the guy who did it definitely knows what he's doing for sure. He's a Flurry main. So like that's like his thing. This is the first season that I wasn't over a Flurry guy this time around. Kind of funny story how I ended up writing the Flurry guide or being responsible for the Flurry guide since the launch of D4. But you have to complete the DLC campaign for runes. You get your first set of runes in the campaign. But I would do the campaign because you're gonna have to for endgame. Like the expansion campaign. Dangerous 10. If invigorating is like pin shot and blade shift is like rapid fire, time to run invigorating shift as a good old pin fire. But what I'm mad about though, Dangerous 10, is that like, you know, the whole like tech thing that I did in one of my videos where you see skill weaving on PC. Like apparently this thing has been a thing obviously since like launch, and controller players were able to do all this time, man. And like not a single controller rogue has bothered to just go, you know what? We're running pin RF in season 1 and season 2 and even part of season 3, right? Why not just put them together? Why not just skill weave them? Like that idea never came up. Because had I known that we can do this then, hell yeah, I would have did that before, man. Like, especially back in the AOZ days. I mean, like, do you know how much better that would have been for like AOZ? Well, I guess I wouldn't say that. You still have to do combo points though. But I mean, at least you'd be able to do like at that time, even though it wasn't really a thing, you could do an inner sight or something like that and not do combo point rook and still deal respectable damage skill weaving. Something that was not possible before. So anyways, more of the story, I blame Crafty. It's all his fault. Much love, Crafty. We need it. There's 11 buffs. Okay, then. Guess it's my turn. Blue Muffet, appreciate the sub. Yeah. I guess I just I stopped with pin shot in general, like in season 2. Like I just didn't bother with it anymore because I played so much pin shot in preseason, like launch or whatever. Like I leveled all the way to 100 with pin shot, and I think I just burned myself out of pin shot. And then I started really realizing its like shortcomings, given that the content was moving more so towards like single target ish things. Like, and as they started adding more aspects and more multipliers in general, the other skills started becoming able to deal with trash or bigger, big blobs and mobs or whatever. So it's kind of like, do I really still want to play pin shot at that point? So I started doing more Barrage stuff, since like Barrage was like the jack of all trades at the time. It wasn't the best single target, it wasn't the best AoE, but it was very good at both. Should have followed. What else is there for me to do? Oh yeah. So we need to change this energy on kill, which I can't believe I actually had that during the runs. Wait, what? Pin shot is meant for Inferno Hordes if you take away the council fight. Actually, I mean, right now in T4, the council fight can be done with pretty awful single target. Like, I did the council with Invigorating Strike. So, like, that's okay. I guess one of the biggest things with Pin Shot though, like this, which would be kind of nice, is that honestly, it just needs a better like buff to like it gets like Eagle Horn needs to be involved in some way, shape, or form. That's it. Like Eagle Horn needs to be involved in some way. Like they need to make like Eagle Horn a generalistic, unique for Pin Shot, and try to cover its weaknesses a little bit with that unique. Speaking of uniques though, Wind Force would actually be pretty good if Victimize wasn't weapon based. If Victimize wasn't weapon damage based, like Wind Force would be like what you would use for like Victimize Barrage. So Wind Force is actually not a bad weapon at all. It's just the one time you would use it, the key passive doesn't care about your damage. That's the issue. You hear the rumblings about this campfire. They say fire is fake, it's indoors, but I'm not 100% certain. All right, what's going on, man? Wait, since the double cast exists now, can't you use invigorating shift at once? So no. You can't use two basic attacks. I tried. Just let this work. I tried, actually. It just doesn't weave. The things that do weave are in fact melee skills don't really weave at all. Like that. But like Barrage weaves, Rapid Fire weaves, Pin Shot weaves. Technically Puncture, Heartseeker, and Forcer Arrow weave, but you cannot weave two basic attacks. The game won't let you do that. But you can weave a basic attack with Barrage, a marksman basic attack with the marksman core, or you can weave two cores, but you cannot weave two basic attacks. It's a little weird, and it basically means that it's definitely not intended. Like we weren't supposed to be able to do that, because you can tell literally by the inconsistencies of said thing that we weren't supposed to be able to do that. But it is what it is. All right, so we're not doing momentum. Let's see, Frostbitten. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you though. The skill weaving thing is a little clunky. Because you can't move with it. You're kind of stuck in place. So it kind of really like makes for a kind of like a plant and shoot playstyle, which would be bad for melee anyway. Kind of. I guess it'd be okay for range if you just want to plant and shoot and like strategically. But yeah, like so even though I have more power.
Archer Iwanovsky cheered X100.
Dangerous Sins that maybe didn't want you playing two basics. Looking out for us. Dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So the thing about it is that even though I was able to weave like Pin Shot and Barrage, I was actually faster speed farming with just pure Pin Shot or pure Barrage because I was able to move. Like stutter step or whatever like that. So while the weaving was stronger, I had more mobility, so I got through things quicker. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm good. Vegetable Bird, you said I have Skyhunter, GA, and critical strike damage, masterwork, craft 8, both into chance, marksman, projectile cast, making 81, and the scoundrel's kiss. So there's Rapid Fire for Masterwork 4 and Rapid Fire, which the win gives 100%. then what stats should I look for when master crafting? It'll be hard for me to recite everything you need to. Because if I tell you everything you need, it's just you're gonna forget them all because it's easy for you to look at it. Do exclamation mark build. I think Mika actually sent the link earlier. So just check out my rapid fire rogue guide on Maxroll. And it tells you exactly what you should be master working. Let's do builds real quick. There we go. So the second one is yeah, there you go. That too. Yeah. What else is there? Frostbitten. We don't need momentum. So we can do, I guess Retribution is really the only other one that makes sense here.
There is magic in all things. Let me show you.
Love the song, by the way. Just did 15 dirty rollers and my luck is so bad right now. Were you looking for like a mythic? Don't wait for Europe, just saying. All right. What time is the campfire tomorrow anyways? What time, like what, like Blizzard time? Which one is strongest build now for Rogue? What do I think? What content are what type of content are you trying to do? Because I think that matters a lot more in what I'm going to say.
Too bad, friend. What's still got some good in it? Vassili's ghost. I had that in my bag.
Same as usual, 10 a.m. local. Or 10 a.m. PST. I assume, right? Okay. I got some things to do in the morning, so just trying to figure out when to start my stream and when to go do the things I gotta do. I think your Renevero's build is insane, but I have problems. Little problems with pit bosses. That's it. That's every rogue build, though. Every rogue build is gonna have some problems on pit bosses. Some builds have bigger issues than others, but every rogue build has problems on pit bosses at some point. So like the higher you go, the more it sucks to play rogue versus pit bosses. But for Renevero's, you specifically need minions. So if you get a pit boss with minions, it's a breeze. If you get a pit boss without minions, it's going to take considerably longer when you're pushing. That's just the nature of rogue in general, and especially for precision builds such as Renevero's and Rapid Fire, which are on the top end or higher end of the rogue builds per se. The only one that's like there that isn't precision based or whatever that is up there would be overpower Flurry, but you'll still kind of be running into the same thing. You're going to be looking for the same bosses regardless. How much of the best time runs are reliant on good RNG? All of them. Every single one of them, Corgi. Every one of them is based off of good RNG. Yeah. All these like speed run, like speed 150s or whatever on like Spiritborn, like those who are getting their like times down has little to do with skill and a lot to do with RNG and a good bit to do with their gear. So gear is very important. RNG is even more important. And the actual skill level required to do said thing is really not that much. on average, how much do you have to run 150s to be competitive? That just depends. You could if you have like Chinese gear, then it could just take one run because you might have gotten insanely lucky, or it can take like 400 runs because you never got lucky. But it's really not a skill related type thing. Skill in this case scenario is like third. RNG is number one. Gearing is, well, I'd say gear and RNG is probably very, very close. Even with the best gear, if you don't have the RNG, you can't do it. So RNG is number one. Gear is number two. Then knowing how to play the build is number three. Ranking is kind of pointless then. Well, if you're looking at ranking in terms of a skill related thing, then yes, it is pointless. Like if you're looking at, okay, I see the top 5 people on Spiritborn doing what they're doing, and you're thinking, oh, number 1 is more skilled than number 2, which is more skilled than number 3, then yeah, this isn't the game for that. Because that is not the case at all whatsoever. It's something I complain about, but it is an action RPG. There's only but so much skill you can put into a game like this anyways for results. Tell me something real quick. Is it more efficient to do 1-on-1s or 150 for XP to 300 Paragon? 1-on-1s by far, by a long shot. With the Flurry build, can that build solo the 90 pit boss? Yes. How fast can it do it? It'll be dependent on your gear and which pit boss you get. What are my thoughts so far in the season? I think it's okay. I think there were a lot of good ideas that they tried to implement. I think some of it is just bad execution, and a lot of it is just way too many bugs. And of course, Spiritborn, but that's a whole nother topic. So I think the season theme was definitely pretty meh. I dislike engaging with it, which is never a good thing you should ever feel about any season theme where the season theme makes you not want to play the season theme. Like that's never good. So I think it's okay. There is a season patch coming, and that might add some, maybe some oomph to the game, but I don't really have high expectations because it is, well, a mid-season patch. But I guess if properly done, it can add, a couple of more weeks of fun. I forgot which glyph to get rid of. $90+, can I? Oh yeah, of course. I usually farm 90s. Just got the first mythic item yesterday, Ring of Solar Skies. I'm so surprised how much this game can offer, how much you carried in your view. Your build changes when you get an item like that to work around with. It does make things feel better for sure. They're not like necessary items, but like they're like good to haves, right? That can make things feel a lot better for sure. Starless Skies is definitely one of those items. Krager, what's up? Yo, Dallas, I got a question. Running Heartseeker build, and I'm way low on armor. How can you fix this? Well, honestly, if you're running the build, if you're running the Heartseeker build, then there's chances are you're missing stats. Like, do you have armor on your pants as well as armor percent, total armor percent, or whatever? Who's inviting me to parties and why? Same thing with boots. What does your boots look like stats wise? What does do you have skulls, diamonds, or whatever the guide recommends for you to have and your jury here, as well as your Paragon board. Like, what does your Paragon board look like? Because your Paragon, the Paragon board was designed to make sure that you do hit certain things. Like down here, for instance, Eldritch Bounty is important. So like down here, getting these resistance nodes and stuff like that. So Beastfall boots. Why would you be running Beastfall boots on the Maxroll Heartseeker build? So you told me, oh, well, I mean, you said, can I run 90s? I said, yes. I didn't know you were asking me to do 90s right now. I'm still putting together this build of some sort. I actually don't even know how I want to do this. I might have to just legit do Shadow Clone. Alchemical advantage. Sir, can't play. I can't play yet. To beast. Oh, it's on the ancestral tab for boots. I see. Okay, give me a sec. Hold on. I'm gonna have to exit Diablo. Otherwise, I'm gonna crash. Okay, so let's take a look at. Yeah, so look at the ancestral stuff. So here's the important things here. So we have so for the ancestral, keep in mind the ancestral for the most part is mainly capped for like T3 going into T4. But also the chest too as well. So look at the chest. So if you're doing ancestral, right, then you should have armor on your chest and total armor percent, right? Then you have total armor percent here. So you have armor, total armor percent on both of these. And then there's one skull there in the jewelry here. You see it? And then for resistances, there's 2 diamonds. And then there's all resistance on both the pants and the chest. So yeah, so the problem is that if you're not capped, it's because you don't have the all resistance rolls here. And you don't have the armor roll here and the 2 armor percents there. And then of course, obviously the corresponding things here too as well. So that will cap you. And then of course, when you get to the mythic planner, things change a little bit. You got Tyrio's Might. Oh, well, that makes things even easier then. Then yeah, that should be easy to cap then. So if you have a Tyrio's Might, then all you gotta do is just throw diamonds, not diamonds, sorry, skulls. So run with 3 skulls in your jury, and then you're capped. Yeah, that's like super easy, man. So Tyrio's Might plus 3 skulls here, and you're pretty much capped. I would probably still do armor percent here, still, but you know, for future proofing. So armor percent here, temper, and then 3 skulls, and then you're done. All right, I gotta get back in the game. One more question about Reign of Veil. Since I think in some situations it needs Shadow Step. Of course, it depends on how you play. But what do you think? Using Shadow Step instead of dash? Thanks. Oh yeah, you can. You can. You certainly can. There's nothing wrong with that. So you asked Roxy. So was Roxy trying to invite me? I don't think so. But yeah, like you see me like putting together a build. I can't play without a setup. Like I don't even have a setup right now. All right. I don't know which one I'm gonna give up though. I think Candy's probably the easiest to give up. And then we'll just run turf, I guess. I know like it's the scaling with close quarters combat sucks. I get it. But this is literally the best case scenario still. Unfortunately. I guess what can we give up real quick? Roll these. Yeah, ultimate damage. Armor. Headhunter's got a few. We're gonna have to go a lot from here. And that's 9 points. Previous is fine. Okay, and then we need to go strength. Let's see. Almost never use strength on this board, so like I'm literally guessing where I can get some strength from. It's also probably a terrible board for it too. Maybe. Also so far away. Dexterity, 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 willpower. Strength. One. I'm just trying to grab it just as many as I possibly can. What level is this glyph anyways? Doesn't even tell me right there. That tells me right there, 95. Right there. Yeah. Alright. That's literally the best I'm gonna be able to do. Alright, so 29%. So oof. Yeah, this is gonna be real scuffed. All right, let's go to kill the chat real quick. Dalmar, what's going on? How's it going tonight? How was my weekend? Wasn't too bad. We had like a staff outing on Saturday. Now that the outdoor band season is over, the competitive season is over. So like, staff kind of went out and we had some fun. And of course, Sunday I took off because usually Sundays are my days to myself. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty chill. It's pretty chill. Am I capped? Yeah, I am. Okay. This is not gonna be good. All right, here we go. There's that, and then there's. Yep. All right. Toggle. All right, let's, I guess, warm up in some Nightmare Dungeons for mats. The damage is so bad. I didn't use any buffs though, so like then like no witness wasn't up and a couple of other things weren't up, but I mean yeah, generally it's not gonna do that well. But I just wanted to give it a shot anyway, just because it's actually not bad for Nightmare Dungeon though. Farming. Nightmare Dungeon, health high farming or whatever. Like, it's enough damage to take care. I don't have any poison though, so I can't proc whatchamacallit, so I need to switch grenades. I like the idea of like having to kind of like play that close up though, but I mean it kind of is what it is. It's like the comfort food of skills. That's a very good way to like describe it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is practically the best I'm gonna be able to do with this thing. Granted, obviously I don't have like great gear for it, but it's just in terms of a DPS Heartseeker, ain't much more I can do to this thing. It actually, so this actually would be pretty good if close quarters combat actually scaled with this glyph. the same way that Precision and Victimize does, then like literally Heartseeker would be hitting in the billions pretty consistently and easily. But you know, close quarters combat had to be the one key passive to be ethical, you know. Cherry, what's going on? Actually, not think about it. Why am I using the crossbow? Could just go bow with this. I'm not running Victimize. I can just go bow and just have some fun with the attack speed. Not that this is bad by any means, but it'll end up amounting to be roughly the same damage anyway over time, or very similar. Well, that was pretty painless for a nightmare dungeon. What's your top change would you like to see with the mid-season patch? Top change, bug fixes, all of them. I know it's a large order, super large and tall order, but bug fix the crap out of the game. You know, it will upset people and some things, but the game needs it so bad. Like the game itself just cannot progress forward until they actually get some bug fixes. Seriously, it was harsh. Been playing all season like this. Is pushed to 85 hit with perfect gear, maybe 90, no more than. Yeah, I mean, I don't really do any pushes, so for me, it's just more so like how build feels for speed farming. But I guess also knowing just the fact that it doesn't really scale that well in general, because outside of Victimized, Heartseeker doesn't really scale well, because the only passive it would scale well just doesn't scale well in general, period. Actually, initially, my idea was to build it around alchemical admixture, because me and Moody both thought that sorry, me and Moody both thought that this would affect like the passives, like the mixed code imbuement and shadow imbuement, like mixed shadow and mixed code imbuement. If this was affected by this, then totally we could have built like Heartseeker around this. I could have built most basic attack builds around this, and I would have loved it. In fact, that was the initial plan, and that would have been so much fun. But you know, Blizzard said no, basically at the end of the day, right? And yeah, there are some bugs Blizzard is just using as features. Yeah. In terms of like the number one thing I would fix though, like if it's not bugs, or what I would want for mid-season, honestly, I don't even know. I think the things that I would want, or I think that would need to happen at this point, would probably require more than just a mid-season patch to fix, or to like address. So like, I guess the things I would want, I just don't think I will see in like a mid-season patch. So the way that I'm looking at it right now is that what we have now is what it is, and that's kind of it. But they've been really quiet though. They've been really quiet about stuff. So I assume is the mid-season patch is going to be like humongous. But I guess I'm just really not getting my hopes up in terms of like how much it would do to the actual game to extend the season, I guess. Again, could be wrong. Could totally be wrong. Could totally be surprised. I just think that like, given how the season went about, despite the fact that there were some good ideas with the expansion and things, they had some solid ideas, but some of the execution and the existence of Spiritborn is just one of those things that just kind of ruins the season in general. I don't really think there is much making up for that. Even Precision would have been good for this spec. You know what happened to Precision, right, Leo? Just join what's the gift from Blizzard. So I got this Vase of Hatred. It's literally like a black vase, I guess you can call it a bouquet of flowers in a sense. It's got the thorny bushes, so like these are actually like really dangerous. Like they actually do hurt. But it's like black leaves or whatever. It's got like the skulls and like the base or whatever. It's actually kind of neat. And of course, the honeycomb there and some stuff. It's just kind of messy because like these things do come off like regular flowers, so they're a little well, like I said, messy. I might have to trim this a little bit. But I think it's kind of neat. Goth chicks would love that gift. Perhaps new bait. I guess ran faster at the Tree of the Wizards. Oh, the tryptopho theory or phobia? Oh, like the fear of like closed holes or whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like multiple small holes or whatever. Like it kind of makes my skin creep too, is like crawl a bit, but like I don't have like it's not that bad for me, but yeah, I know what you mean. All right. Just like every build we do, I guess Pit is next. Oh, so what happened to Precision? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Leah. So Precision actually used to work with basic attacks for a while. Season 3 was when they got rid of it, which was a good thing, actually. The reason why it was good they got rid of it was because at the time the meta was mostly combo point builds. So what would end up happening is that you would spend your precision on a basic attack on accident, because you can't really like keep up with so they fixed it for the sake of combo points, and now we barely use combo points now. So it would have been nice to kind of like maybe get that back in a way. It should have been adjusted to spenders. So I thought about that too, and I was like, that's a great idea, but you have to figure out how to make it work with Rain of Arrows, because Rain of Arrows is not a spender. So it have to be like spenders plus Rain of Arrows. Otherwise you kill Rain of Arrows. But yeah, Making it work as a spender like that would be pretty nice. Or skills that spend energy, I guess. Change precision to 3 instead of 4 for that combo points energy. Yeah, but I think at the same time, Delmar, there are gonna be times where you're not going to cast exactly 4 every time. So you imagine people like counting to 4 every time and then doing. I mean, okay, I'll put it this way: you do that for combo points anyways, per se. But if you cast 5, 6, 7, or 8 of them, it doesn't ruin the combo points. So there's no downside of miscounting. Whereas if you miscount 4, right, then you waste your precision on accident with the 5th basic attack on accident. So like that would not be very intuitive for a lot of players. But I do like the idea of being able to just spend, like just make precision proc on spenders plus rain of arrows. I think that would be fine. What about having precision proc on the 4th imbued cast? I think that might just unnecessarily complicate things, coding wise and everything, and that's not something we need to do for Blizzard by any means. I think just procking on spenders makes it so now basic attacks are able to do the thing. I have to wonder how much close quarters combat is really doing here. Like, do I still want to keep it? Yeah, the thing is Leo, is that close quarters combat doesn't scale the same way as precision and victimize does. It's not multiplicative to its to the correlating stat from the glyph. which makes it much weaker than the other two passives. So building direct, too much into close quarters combat really won't do much, won't give you any favors. That's the only reason why I chose to take the glyph, and that's it. In terms of like damage versus close or whatever, everything else is just flat damage. It's like close quarters combat from season 5. But yeah, I mean, pretty much just without the Rain of Arrows. Then I just chose to do double movement speed or double movement skill this time. You said 50% close quarters multiplicative with hunger terror. I didn't even get that much. Then again, like this isn't the right board to put it in. I just kind of put it there, but like, look at my whatchamacallit, and I'm only sitting at like 29%. Which makes me think to myself, why do I do that to myself? But it is what it is. How about try momentum instead? Momentum doesn't work with marksman skills. That's why. Otherwise, I totally would do momentum. What build is this? Oh, it's just Heartseeker. Direct damage Heartseeker, I guess. I can't. This is all sorts of bad. Yeah, you can really feel the drop off on 80, of course, as to be expected. Probably should have used cow traps, honestly, for this. We went up to 150% close quarters combat. Doesn't Death Trap use momentum? Or am I mistaken? No Pain Gorgers. Pain Gorgers isn't really worth. Although I guess there's no reason not to try it, but so you use closer glyph? Well, you can't really use closer glyph, right? It's like it doesn't buff close damage. It buffs cutthroat skills. CQC Woody's Joe's Death Trap build. So he goes close quarters combat. I almost wonder why instead of momentum, unless oh, I know why. Because you use Barrage to reset, and Barrage is a marksman, so you lose momentum stacks. That's why. Yeah, if that wasn't the case, I'm pretty sure momentum would be the better choice. For sure. There's Whirlwind Knives. I've actually have not heard that called that before. I've heard Dance of Knives called so many different things. Definitely not that one. But yes, it can do 80s. There's my gift sitting on my desk. I can show it to you after this. I'm about to try this with Pain Gorgers next time. Even though like it's not gonna do, like the AoE is still gonna be really bad, but bad AoE is better than no AoE. Yeah, stuff. What would happen if a temporary damage versus close? Not much of a difference, honestly. I'd be a little stronger, like a teeny, like a little stronger, but it's definitely not going to be a night and day difference. But I will take a look at what was done with Dev Trap, but I'm pretty sure Dev Trap is using close quarters combat because it has to, not because it wants to. So in terms of single target, it's actually not bad. But Heartseeker was never bad on his single target. So man, you are using Dark Shot Temper. Oh yeah, well yeah. Two daggers. Well, I definitely can't do two daggers because you have to do short of Varathiel. So, and I already have a dagger here. So like I'm missing, if I was to do close damage tempers, I'll have to do it on 3 pieces. Here, here, well, here, 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 and here. So like you're looking at, let's see. So let me remove turf real quick. Move turf. 3%. So I will end up with it's so clunky, man. That turf, you need to move it. Well, I'm definitely not about to redo my Paragon board for this because like unless I know like there's a build that might be worth like making a planner and like keeping, then I'll do it. But this is kind of just me playing around. Like I don't know if I'm gonna like invest into trying to make something that isn't going to like do much. You know what I mean? Like if there was like some real potential, it's a different story. But at the moment, it's just more so of like it's just here. If you know what I mean. Instead of moving into 79 board. Give me a sec. I'm trying to look at something. So I put in no witness. I could put in starter board. Might be better. I can gain 10 there. 10 strength there. But I have to like legit actually wait a minute. I am missing 2 strength though, but that's because I ran out of points. I have to pull points elsewhere, which I guess isn't really a problem. So like I have this here. There's a strength here I'm missing. And here. So I guess I'm gonna pick up that real quick. By giving up something. Barely enough. Yeah. So that boosted my, let's see, from 29% to 34%. So a 5% boost, but it's not true 5% boost because I already had 29%. You're looking at about what, a 3% boost roughly, 3.5%. I said Dance Macro B-Man, 79 strength plus damage versus close board. Yeah, but the problem is that that legendary node will like won't really get much use. Like honestly, like that legendary node would be considerably weaker than like any other legendary node you can get. So while you do have damage versus close there, and that is very true, that legendary node kind of almost ruins the aspect of taking that board, fortunately. Because you cannot proc dance Macrobe often enough. You don't use it, and that's why. Yeah, but I think the thing is that like you can't really. How do you put it? Let me look at it. So, how much actual damage are you getting out of that board versus using another board with a multiplier, with an actual multiplier? That's the question. Like you would give up what? Which is unfortunate. I wish that board. I wish the damage versus close. Would have been on like a different board. But you only get, hold on. So yeah, actually, them taking a look at it real quick. So I'm looking at the glyph and stuff like that. Yeah. So the damage versus close you get is 24%, 36%, 48%. All right. So you get 48%. So here's the thing. So you get 48%. Let's remove 2 of these real quick. So I removed 2 strength nodes. Okay. I went from 172% to 204%, right? That's what, 32%? So let's remove another strength node here. Let's do a 7 here. Okay. So that was what? 149% to, all right. So this is close to the value you get on Dance Macrobe, right? So check it out. So I'm at 25% bonus here, right? So 25%. I add strength here, strength here, strength here. Okay. Now I'm at 34%. So that's a 9%. That's 9%, but it's not a 9% gain because I already had 25%. So that's about a 7% gain. I gained 7% damage. So if I would have taken Dance Macrobe and I added that much more close damage, I'm gaining about 6 or 7% more damage, and that's it. But I have a legendary node that does nothing. See what I'm saying? So I dropped more strength. Yes, 54, man. Yeah. So like I still drop more strength. So basically you're looking at a 7% damage increase by going Dance Macrobe and not taking the legendary node. But you're losing out on a legendary node, which is going to be at least 20% no matter where you go. So you're losing out on almost twice the amount of damage, unfortunately. Now, of course, Tricks of the Trade would be nice, though. So, like, obviously right now, I don't have Tricks of the Trade here. So Tricks of the Trade would be better than this because then I will be able to pick up those nodes for free and I get Tricks of the Trade, right? The legendary node. So Tricks of the Trade board would be way better here than Exploit Witness for sure. Like, that would be better. So if I was min-maxing, that's what I would do, right? But like I think right now the difference between going from what is it, 64 to 74, it's like 3% more damage. Yeah, no, Deadly Ambush is a pretty bad board, unfortunately, for this, because you're not scaling precision, so you don't really want to base it around trap. I mean, I guess I could use traps here, instead of like Shadow Step or something. To scale my damage, of course, but I was trying not to use traps because I just simply just didn't want to. I guess on bosses, stuff like that. It has the most strength. Yeah, I get it, but I guess what I'm saying, Riz Rowan, is two going from let's take a look at the board again. So Ambush, actually no, Daily Ambush has 69 strength. No Witness has 69. Tricks of the Trade is 59. But what I'm saying is that like 5 more strength or 10 more strength will only give you about 3% damage. You have to kind of think about it in the sense of, is that board worth 3% damage? And you're like, is that entire board worth taking for 3% damage? You see what I'm saying? So like, don't get me wrong, like I love the talks. Like I'm, you know, if you know, keep them coming, because we can find something cool. We'll find something cool. But yeah, Deadly Ambush is 69 strength. Let's go back to 75 real quick. But yeah, close damage would probably scale it a bit better though. So like if I did close quarters combat or close damage on all the pieces of gear I have right now, it would be a little better for sure, instead of damage for a Dark Shroud. I might actually do that. I don't know how many tempers I have left on my items, but I might actually give it a shot. I guess I don't want to break anything while I'm still playing this setup, I guess. Like I don't mind breaking it after. I don't want to break it before. But my thought is though, another thought I had is, can I keep the same damage output or similar damage output and just put on Victimize? So can I still do damage with Heartseeker that I'm doing right now and just add Victimize as an AoE? Like don't build around it, but legit just have it there. At that point, you will almost say you might as well just go Victimize, but I mean, that could work. Just damage with Dark Shroud together with Mass Pro. Yeah, it does. Which is why I was kind of like, you know, not wanting to temper damage versus close enemies yet, because I wanted to try that first. No thing got in the way. Run DMC, yes. And that's the way it is. You know the glyph versatility versus victimize? It does not. It actually did in the PTR, but in the review copy of the game it didn't. And no one has tested it since the review copy of the game. But the assumption is whatever worked in the review copy of the game works on live. So we just kind of just assume that's a wash. Not saying it is a wash, just saying that that's just the assumption. Yeah, so now I got to change this crit damage to vulnerable damage real quick. I'm doing minimal amount of work here. Okay, so like even my exploit glyph is just gonna replace turf, and that's it. I'm not gonna do much more than that. I'm gonna lose my GA if I did this. Should we do it for science? We'll do it for science. Sure, why not? For science, but rip GA. Oh well. And I don't have a way to get rid of this ring though. It's crit damage. Yeah. I guess it's fine.
The magics await your return.
Okay, so all we do now is remove this. Put on exploit glyph. And I do have vulnerable damage from the whatchamacallit, so this should be pretty easy to transition into. That's it. I think that's all I had to do. So I'm assuming my damage should be pretty close to what it was. Like about 30% weaker. My actual damage itself is like 30% weaker. But I have some AoE now. So like let me see if that's like kind of like worth. Don't do it. Instant regret. Regrettably. I mean, I would never use that dagger anyways. It has percent damage on it, so I wasn't gonna use it for anything. Of course, at this point in the season, it's totally alright. Cherry Yum's like, yes. Do you feel like there's any point in grinding it to 300 Paragon? Nope. You do it out of fun, and you want to like to super min max or whatever. But that's it. But like, you don't really gain much out of going to 300 Paragon. Okay, well this actually feels pretty good because I actually have some AoE now, and my actual damage isn't that bad. My on-hit damage isn't terrible. Now I'm kind of going back to building it the way I did towards the beginning of the season. Why I did direct damage Heartseeker. Season just about the beginning after the campfire today. God, I wish Victimize could offer your actual damage. Pretty massive increase. Yeah, but that is also because I'm relying on a considerably stronger key passive. I'm not saying I'm relying on it. It's just like I literally just like I didn't even build around it. I just changed out a glyph, and then did like vulnerable damage rolls where I could without changing the tempers from damage for Dark Shroud, and like that's it. But it's the key passive that makes the difference there. Like I said, if close quarters combat scaled better, then well, yeah. Yeah, but this is a 80. Yeah, this actually feels pretty good on the 80s. Because like I'm still doing enough damage in between the burst or whatever, or the cooldown whatever, that the killing doesn't feel like too bad. You should be able to do it this week, though. Yeah, you mean the Paragon grinding? One level a day should do it. You almost won 295. I think one level a day is like enough. It's just enough to keep your sanity, and that's it. It's like any more than that per day at this point is just. Now, I could have gotten this done faster if I just didn't choose to stop and kill trash along the way, but kind of hard not to want to do it on the build like this. Like, do that, skip cow traps or whatever. Go shadow step, you know, the whole like efficient route. Yeah. I saw your message, Sada. I was just in the middle of a run. Any campfire predictions? Not really, honestly. I could probably tell you that a lot is coming, but that's about it. I can't even tell you if it's good or bad. Don't even know. Right now, honestly, I have zero expectations. Not that I'm thinking it's gonna be bad by any means, but I just think that a bit of the damage to the season has been done, and I don't think that there's any really like saving the season. Not that I think that they're thinking that they're gonna save the season, but I think at this point, with how the season has been, not that again, I don't think the season is bad, but with the way some things have just been rampant in this game, specifically bugs, things not working correctly, whatever. I know they kind of like are going to do a lot in the mid-season patch, but I think at this point, nothing is really going to like bring much of the player base back at the moment, or at least a large portion of it. Like, I mean, will I play the mid-season patch? Oh, for sure. I'm hoping for different things. I'm hoping for more things I can play around with or whatever, so I can continue to mess around with builds and stuff. But I do think that so much damage has been done that I don't think it matters how good the mid-season patch is. Which is unfortunate. It's just unfortunate overall. Just but it is what it is. Just move on to season 7 at this point. So yeah, Sato, I got this ring here if you want. Just basically what you want anyway. GA rapid fire max unique. How much? I don't even know what they're worth right now. Just request invite real quick. $297 Paragon, dude. You've been grinding. Yeah, you can give me whatever you feel like for it. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. 40 billion, bro. Okay, it ain't worth that much. Take it down to 10 bill. Just do 10 bill. I'm never gonna spend that much gold. I'm never gonna spend nowhere near that much gold. You're telling me to accept this? I mean, I'm never gonna. 25 billion. Okay, fine, fine. And I'll throw in a. Let me throw in a. We're gonna throw in 6 blood for you, all right? And a soothing spice. I mean, it's a good ring though. Like it's where I can understand get this money. I mean, they trade for it. Wait a minute, I got some vulnerable rings. What am I doing? But it's got damage. It's got vulnerable damage on it though. And I don't know if I really want to ruin my rings though. Oh, this is the one I bricked with the poison imbuement. I remember this ring. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and switch anyway. Might as well. We'll deal with the poison imbue break. Yeah, this song has like so much sentimental value to me, man. That is sick. This is like the song that I arranged to for the indoor competition, indoor percussion competition or whatever. And it was like the group where I had like the majority of my seniors that I've had since they were freshmen. So it was like my first real class of seniors about to graduate. And this is the last song. This is the last song in our indoor production, and like I arranged to this, and it was actually pretty cool. So every time I hear it, I think about like literally like those group of kids and stuff like that, and I'm like, I wonder what they're doing now. Some of them still talk to me, like keep in contact, but like a lot of them do their own thing. They're like, I'm trying to think now. That was 2014, so like those kids are 27, 28 now. Jeez, that makes me old. How do you bring down the amount of times you can cast many arrows? Resource elixir. That's it. But you cannot lower the cooldown below 10.25. That's the cap. So you cannot like lower the actual cooldown of random arrows past that. The game won't let you. Because the game is a big meanie. So you're old. Let me know if you get an ancestral tier and Nox's Ice or Frostbite, and I can pay well for those. Okay. Well, have fun with your ring, man. I sold a piece for 18 billion. You feel like like I said, I would never spend this much gold. Period. Like I just don't. I don't reroll or anything enough. Nowhere near enough. Okay, so I got vulnerable damage here. That actually kind of felt pretty okay. But this is like legit, literally my beginning of the season Heartseeker build though. Like, so I mean, in terms of like direct damage Heartseeker, this is exactly what this is. Only difference is instead of doing vulnerable damage, tempers, I did damage per dark shroud tempers. That's it. We'll do another 80. I trade too much. Got max gold, and then you need to spend it. I suck at trading, man. It's not more so I suck at trading. I just haven't taken the time to really learn how to do it properly. But I just don't like. I don't really have a lot of time outside of like I'll stream and do certain things or whatever. But like I don't have a lot of free time outside of my stream, like streaming stuff. So I was like, I either spend my streaming time trading, or I just don't do that at all, kind of thing. Everything is 99 billion. Should have follows. But yeah, Subtle man, you've been blasting, man. How's the season have been for you, man? Yeah, thanks to dupers, China farmers, and following inflation. Action RPGs are just never gonna really have like a great economy. It's just never gonna really be that way. There's too many things you can do, or that happens that can like just legit like ruin the economy, or make it, well, not good, I guess you could say. Like it might, like it starts off okay until, you know, dupers come in and botters really start, you know, farming a bunch of stuff. Then, you know, other things come about. Fake dupes apparently became a thing. And then things just kind of just go out of whack after that point. But it always any see in real life also. I guess that's fair. I'm playing Rogue now. SB retired. Yeah. So now that I'm like picking this apart, I'm like legit slowly building back into like the whatchamacallit, but it's harder to justify doing a close quarters combat when I can just literally throw victimize and they DPS set up and do considerably more damage. Unfortunately. not even victimize setup, just like just throw victimize and a damage setup, and just throw in an exploit glyph and call it a day, and you're done. You're done, and like you did enough AOE and burst and single target damage to help out, which is kind of unfortunate. It's overpowered damage from Flurry, physical damage. Most overpowered builds use cold imbuement, so it's cold. They could at least feed our brain with more dopamine by dropping 3 to 4 GA, 3-4 GA mythics. Can this one get the pit 100? Probably not. At least not in this state. So if you go straight victimize, like if you don't build around damage, you build around just victimize only. So you take off the Heartseeker, whatever's and whatever, and you just build like Barrage, but with Heartseeker, like this currently in the guide. You can reach pit 100, but you're gonna need really good gear and a lot of luck. But it can. But it's not. I don't think it's gonna feel good though. Like, it's not gonna feel good because, you know, all your damage is based around like a victimized proc, which when you're playing Heartseeker just feels really weird. But it's legit the best way to do it. That's the reason why, like, when people ask me, you know, did I revisit Heartseeker? And it's like, well, I kind of did, like, once. But, like, I end up with the same result, which is basically, like, it's just very difficult to build it any other way, and do enough damage. But yeah, I just don't like victimize right now, which is why you don't see me play Barrage as much or Heartseeker as much. Not because I don't like the builds. I like Heartseeker and Barrage a lot. I just don't like victimize, but they're best built around it. I guess we could do there are some skill weaving stuff, right? The whole, like, you know, Barrage, pen shot with precision or whatever. But for the OP Flurry, can't push with the ping issues. It's a lot of button smashing for sure. What about Blaze Shift and Invigorating? Same ordeal. Heartseeker has the best shot. Heartseeker as a basic attack has the best shot of reaching 100 of all the basic attacks. Mystery crafting the OP Flurry, don't need a 275. So you don't need the energy gen fluidity because you're fine with that. Use clear 109. Nice. Die the current rank 1 rapid fire use poison. You're talking about crafty, right? Me and Crafty talked about poison being like a tier-ish better than physical. Like a tier and a quarter, roughly. Okay. Well, so a couple of reasons. Alchemical advantage. Eldritch Bounty legendary node. Something you couldn't do before. So we got Eldritch Bounty legendary node right here. Then you got this, So in that build with Crafty that he's doing, he's using Subverting Poison Trap, which is another 15% multiplier because it's poison damage and not poison damage. So it actually works with poison imbuement because your damage is poison. So it just has slightly better multipliers than physical does. But to be honest with you, if you're not planning on pushing past 110 or whatever, you can go either way you want. Like if you do rather use physical. Oh, well, I mean, so Crafty was talking about doing poison until he stopped pushing. Yeah, he just stopped. Actually, let's go to use poison. Yeah, poison is like one tier better than like both physical and cold. But yeah, if your goal is 114, then poison for sure. It just has better multipliers all the way around, and you're not running out of imbuments. So like the biggest thing right now, you see this right here, the mixed poison imbuement, being able to reduce your cooldown of your imbuement by a lot as you're attacking very fast, allows you to permanently be imbued, something that you cannot do with cold imbuement. Which is why physical feels a lot better than cold imbuement. The poison can do the same thing that physical can do, which is basically have a permanent buff up. So yeah, so that makes poison like again like one tier stronger roughly. So, but if 114 is your goal, I would do poison. But if like 112 is your goal, then I do physical. But I will tell you this much though, doing poison though with the poison trap is going to feel like ass to play. So just want to keep that in mind. It feels a lot worse to play than like physical or cold, or to play poison the right way to get enough damage. So it's gonna feel. This matters a lot because of the ambient temper. Oh yeah, well for sure. I think with physical though, like I mean, if you mistemper the amulet, then you can go physical and it's not a problem, right? Technically, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Just roll poison, honestly, but just understand it's gonna be ass to play. Like, it's gonna feel like complete ass to play. But that's your best shot at your 114. Yeah. I can't think of anything else I want to do. I think Heartseeker was kind of really it. Like DPS Heartseeker or close quarters combat. Ended up not really too much feeling it, but this is sad that this is my best vulnerable amulet here. You drop no witness to push impetus on your neck. Did you drop no witness? That's such a big multiplier. You have another idea? How about expect to use Andario, Doombringer, and Azura? Andario is in a pretty bad spot on the road. Woody Joe tried to do a proc build that did use Doombringer Azurath. He said it was okay. And Dario would just make that worse because you need the other thing to make your procs deal damage, and Endario isn't it. But even if I use Cold Imbuement, is Banish Lore's overpower proc actually non-physical? I don't know. I would assume it would take the damage type that you dealt. I would look at what Spiritborns are doing or whatever and other overpower builds and see what element that they're using. And how they're building around it. But my assumption is that it should take the damage or the element that you used, but I guess I'm like maybe 70% sure. Maxwell. Wasn't Maxwell like a CD company or like a company Didn't Maxwell make like blank CDs? Remember that back in the day where we used to like write, you know, write music from like Napster or like that. We'll like download music on like CD-ROM drives or sorry, CD-ROM discs. And Maxroll was like a company that used to sell those. So when you said Maxwell, that that totally took me back, man. Whatever happened to me? Whatever happened to him? Which build is this on Maxroll? The Heartseeker one on theirs doesn't have shadow. Oh, no, this is something I kind of just put together on the spot. So no, this isn't on Maxroll. Or at least not the exact thing that I'm doing right now is on Maxroll, but I was trying to do it with close quarters combat, and then I ended up just putting victimize in, but kept everything else the same. So, but no, this is not like a Maxroll build. He's a singer too, yes, old school and burning CDs. They used to make cassette tapes too, really? Well, your builds are awesome. Thanks for the time you put in. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was just revisiting Heartseeker to see if I can do something else besides building around victimize. At least that was the plan. It just felt pretty mediocre on close quarters combat. Again, I could literally just like roll close damage and then try to just keep it going there, but you have no AoE though. The point where it's just really not, it just ends up not being worth. So I don't know. Actually, how many tempers do I have left? Let me see if I can ruin this weapon real quick. Wait. Okay, wait a minute. Critical strike damage, basic attack damage. Is close damage really only on this one? And is it 4 options? That is rough, actually. I want to free expo to try. I actually have a backup one, but like oof. I was hoping it would be like, yeah. I don't think I can retemper that one. I think I already used a scroll on this one already. Oh no, I can. Oh, okay. Word. Alright, well. I guess we go again. I can stop getting percent damage. There we go. Okay, so let's try the same thing with this. Plus damage. This one doesn't have any more. I think I used up all. Yep, sure did. Alright, so where's the other one? Other ring. I think it's this one. One temporal left. fine. All right. We're gonna break this. Probably. All right, let me see if this works. Oh, it does. Sweet. All right. Go again. This is a hard temper to hit because there's 4 in a category. I will do close damage here as well, I guess. Hopefully I can retemper that. All right, so this is for science. Yeah, that gives me Emperors on the close. Let's go back to here. Paragon, swap out exploit for Earth. All right, let's take a look at my. All right, so we went from 34% to 93%. So, all right. Guess we shall send it. I have a Heartseeker build going on right now. AoE is tough no matter which push around. Yeah, it's just a matter of like I said, like past building it around victimized, which I wanted to build it outside of victimized. I truly did, but I guess didn't have a choice.
I'm with you, friend.
This is what I get for not having Shadow Step, of course. And I made them like unstoppable like really quickly. What I feel like I'm missing something. I don't think so, but oh, I got that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh. Okay, so every pack is like, so the other packs were actually not that bad, but that first pack was like rough. Once they became CC immune, man, that was it. Like all my damage like dipped. That's a normal rogue, obviously. Normal rogue build. Also, walls are bad for Heartseeker. This is a terrible map. Yeah, gonna definitely tell you right now, Victimize definitely felt better. Yeah. Even with the chunk increase from 34%, I think it was, to like 93%, just not enough. I will see it through though, so I will finish it through. But yeah. Yeah, man. It gets the key passive, man. If it was only multiplicative, man. Or sorry, scale the way that precision and victimize do. But even then, still, there's very little AoE, so you have to kind of figure that problem out. They really just need to fix Pain Gorger so that it can be like an actual gauntlet that works correctly. Because obviously that would solve the AoE issue. It's 280 more. How many hours is it taking? Is it taking to get to another Paragon level? I don't know because I'm not farming Paragon, so like I play, I level up, but I'm not like purposely trying to XP farm. So I don't know how long it's really taking me. Yeah, there's nothing for me at Paragon 300. Like literally no extra points really matter at the moment for any of the builds I'm playing. So what's my glyph leveling rotation? I really don't have one, simply just because glyphs usually level really quickly. So I just level the one, like the one that's the most important. So whatever build you're playing, the glyph that scales with your key passive is the one you level first. And then whatever scales your no witness is the one that you level next. And then after that, that's kind of, you know, it's really your choice. Yeah, so if you're playing like a precision build, you want to level combat first, of course. If you're playing victimized build, you want to level exploit. That kind of thing first. It's just funny. Little to no investment into victimize, and it was considerably better at this than investing almost fully into close quarters combat. I will admit something though. So let me try something because I totally forgot to do something for like most of that run. I really don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference because I did it on accident sometimes, but with that being said, Do another quick one. So this should be a slightly faster run. No walls. Or open environment. But also a cleaner way to prop close quarters combat, which is what I was missing last run. No, I don't want to leave this map yet. How many hours from now to the campfire? 9? No, sorry. 11 hours? Why can't he over Bane for rapid fire? Bane is 5% better, right? Because, well, look at the whole glyph, Sato. So look at the secondary and the legendary on both of them. Candy gives you multipliers on both the secondary and the legendary, whereas Bane only gives you multipliers on the legendary, I believe. And also, Bane only works with poisoning damage, not poison damage. So the wording, I'll triple check, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. It says increased poison damage. Is that on the legendary effect or on the secondary effect? Oh, well then that's why. So the chance for double damage is poisoning double damage, not poison double damage. So you're looking at 15% versus Canny's 20%. Or Canny gets 2 multipliers. Kenny is 10% non-physical. Yeah. Now, what's the legendary effect? Or the secondary effect? Which one you haven't said yet? The secondary effect is also 10% non-physical. No, Candy gets both. I'll pull it up for you in a sec. After I finish this run real quick. Poison damage is only poison imbuement. Yeah, not the hit. Yeah, correct. It's one of the things in the game that actually where like the tooltip actually like, you know, works properly. I don't get it. Why can't we use generic chest and Spiritborn on other classes? Is there a reason for that? Honestly, no idea. I have no idea why we can't. Min May? What's going on? Or Min Mai? Oof. So, I mean, single target isn't horrible, but it kind of is what it is. But yeah, Subtle, let me show you something real quick. If I can do it still. It won't let me do it. Alright, so let's go to canning. I don't think I'm wearing it right now. There it is. So look at the additional bonus, the secondary. Non-physical damage an enemy takes from you by 1% up to 10%. That's a 10% multiplier. Then also the legendary bonus says increase non-physical damage by 10%. So you get 10% on top of 10%. So two different multipliers. Versus, of course, Bane would be, you know, just 10%, and that's it. Because the secondary is poisoning damage, and that has no effect. So yeah, we take poison imbuement not for the damage, but for all the other perks around it. Personally, I prefer to go cold imbuement, but there's just no way to be able to keep your up your charges enough. You just run out of charges way too quickly, and then you end up with nothing. For the conversions mostly, yeah. Yep. That's all it is. Is there a point to having level 100 glyphs? Other than just, you know, you being a little stronger. Other than min-maxing? Oh, well then, yeah, no, not really. Nah. I mean, you can get by with like level 70 glyphs across the board if you want. For every activity in this game. So yeah, nope, not required at all. You're a Paragon 243 and your Boldinger is hitting 1 billion. Wow, build this season. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna get ahead and head out myself. Because I do want to stream the Campfire chat tomorrow. So I will be streaming the Campfire chat tomorrow. So I know you have like a jillion choices of streamers you could be chilling with for Campfire chat. So I already know that, you know, that's gonna be the case. However, you know, at least come by, say hi at some point, you know, tomorrow and be like, yo, Doxa, what's going on? Even if it means you're going back to like the streamer you normally like, you know, watch or whatever. And I get it. I 100% understand and get it. So, but I will be here. Shit. But I don't think that there is going to be any more really experimentation going on until mid-season patch. So like I think for the rest of the week, it's just probably going to either build into one build that I'm going to play for a bit. Might be rapid fire, maybe back in the Rain of Arrows, haven't decided. And we'll just kind of just play for the heck of it. Maybe get a Paragon or two per day or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out until mid-season patch. I went to Fame last time. Also went to Clip this not too long ago. Mercatus I went to in the somewhat recent. Hey, nobody on, but I get it. I guess we'll go to Mercatus. Out of all the choices, this is the person I have not streamed in the, but not rated to in like the very, very recent. That would be the best to hang out with because he gives insight that matters. We'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk to the patch notes and stuff. Or I guess they won't have patch notes. Actually, when does the patch notes come out? Do you know? The docs out what it skills. I should switch when playing your Renovails build on hardcore. I picked up Rug and Siphoning Strikes. Siphoning Strikes won't do anything for you. Rug is pretty good. Rug is good. Outside of that, I mean, I would try to pick up more health. If you're playing hardcore, like maybe just pick up health over dex, like on like pants, and or ring. Like health will help a lot. Like maximum health would do a lot for you. So like instead of like dex on rings, on like the ring, and dex on the pants, I'd probably just put maximum health on both for hardcore, and that honestly should do it. Like, because that will give you a ton of health, which will give your second wind a huge barrier on top of that. And like you should be like, I mean, the build's really tanky, but you should be like extra tanky at that point without losing much damage at all. Like you'll lose what, 10% damage, if that, like probably less than that, 6-7% damage. So we're trying to get his gamble in. All right, enjoy Mercatus. I will see y'all tomorrow for the campfire chat, and as always, till next time.